friend's house today, filming in this cute... I like this setup. My last video was pathetic. No. My last video, very low energy, stuck in a rut. I can't say I'm out of it fully. We're still moving out of it, but I feel like I look better, I feel better today. My brain just keeps saying, no, we're not talking, we're not thinking, but we are. We're going to talk about the fact that sometimes in life all you need to be and all you can be is strong. So we've all been through, or all will go through, a time in our lives, an event, a situation will happen where it's like debilitating, you know, it's almost like you can't do anything or you can't feel anything other than like sadness or frustration or anger and all these like low vibrational energies and moods. And I think especially with this whole like movement of, you know, over productivity, you know, the 5 till 9 girls before their 9 till 5 kind of energy is what I'm talking about. With all that going on and everyone's like, I left my 9 till 5 to become a successful entrepreneur, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm living my best life. Don't know why my voice proceeds to crack. I'm a 20-year-old woman. Jesus. Anyway, we're doing some light makeup today, refreshing the face. What I'm saying is, you know, consuming all this content of people, you know, living the best lives and becoming rich and successful can be really hard to watch when you are still in the struggle, because there's no doubt that your day will come and my day will come, and you got to trust your divine timing, you got to trust the course of your own life, you know. But sometimes it's difficult to consume that and feel, yeah, what I'm saying is I don't think that helps. I don't think the whole pushing, you know, the grind so hard is helping anyone. Like flexing that you work 7 days a week, is that really something we should be proud of? Like, I personally think we should be titties out, sunbathing, eating grapes all day, okay? No, I'm kind of joking because there's so many things I want to do with my life. There's so many things I want to achieve, but at the same time, this whole always on the grind, never stop, never rest is not for me. No, bring me breakfast in bed and then we'll talk about it, okay? I think overall there's definitely a pressure to be striving for happiness and striving for success. People are constantly just trying to feel good. You know, we're all just here, we're trying to have a good time. So am I, you know, I'm not bashing that at all. Pain is inevitable, you know, you're gonna go through things. But I do believe suffering can be a choice at times, but pain is inevitable. You will go through things in your life that are hard and you won't be happy, and you'll wake up with a heavy feeling in your chest and you'll go to bed with that same heavy feeling in your chest. You might feel crippling anxiety, you might isolate yourself, you know, all these things that people do as a result of going through painful experiences in life. As much as those experiences and those moments throughout life are hard, and as much as you might feel like you want to get out of that feeling, the best thing that you can do in that moment of pain is actually acknowledge it and not try to run away from it, and not try to cover it up by putting on a face mask and doing your nails and getting on the grind, okay? Because sometimes, in fact all the time, whenever you feel pain, you need to acknowledge it. You need to sit down with it. You need to hold yourself. I love hugging myself, even if there's people there to hug me. You know, sometimes you just don't want a hug from someone else. You know, sometimes you just, I say this in like probably every video, but you need to be your own best friend. Like, you need to be able to give yourself hugs and kisses. A gentle hug or a really tight squeeze feels so nice to be like, yes, you know, I got my back. So yeah, for example, I went to the Ariana Grande concert in 2017. So the terrorist attack that happened at Ariana Grande's concert, that for me, I think I was 15 at the time. Obviously being at the scene of a terrorist attack is something, it's not something you can just brush off and like kind of just forget about. I mean, maybe again, trauma is relative, like pain is relative, so some people might have found that a lot less traumatizing than others. You know, I went with about 4 friends, I think, and we all would have had a completely different experience, even though we were sat right next to each other. Do you know what I mean? And also just in our characters as well. One of my friends who was with us was like so calm. She was holding us together. She was the glue. The rest of us, from what I can remember, were freaking out. So I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm trying to say that people respond to things differently. So don't feel bad if you've been through something that someone else has been through, but they're over it and you're not. It's completely fine. It's more than okay. You have to make space for the pain and the unpleasantness that life can bring as well. You have to make space for it, because if you imagine, I'm trying to think of a good analogy to explain this. Okay, I've got one. So imagine you're in your room and your room has a lock on the door. The horrible feelings that you're feeling are knocking at the door. There's a lot of them. They're strong and they're loud. And if you choose not to unlock the door, eventually they will break the door down and cause a lot of damage. They will break the lock. They might chip the paint. They will also be disturbing you the whole time, because imagine you're sat in your room and someone's banging on the door for hours. That can't be fun. So imagine instead of ignoring the knock, you go up to the door, you unlock the door and you let them in. It might be anxiety, it might be depression, it might be fear, it might be shame, guilt, whatever it is, and you invite them in and you sit with them and you have a conversation with them. You might scream at each other, you might cry, but the point is, because you have let them in, the emotions and the pain is almost contained, and it also gives you a sense of control. You've chosen to acknowledge your emotions. You've chosen to sit down and listen to them. Like with the analogy, like there's less damage done. There's no chipped paint. There's no broken locks. There is a certain level of peace there amongst the chaos. But yeah, that's just me inviting you to invite your so-called demons in, rather than allowing them to break down your door. You know, it doesn't have to get to that point. I'm gonna put some of this on, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of liking the feeling of not having much on my face. I don't know. I also just chewed on my lip. I hope it doesn't start bleeding. So yeah, when I went through this kind of trauma, I guess, it was obviously something I'd never been through before. So I experienced feelings that I didn't even know existed, and I experienced a prolonged time of pain and fear that, again, I hadn't really experienced before this. I didn't trust people as much as I did, because my world was just shaken up, and it basically sent a message to my brain being like, wherever you go, you are not safe. You cannot predict what's going to happen. You could basically die. You stay in your little safe box, in your little safe space. Yes, there's a lot less chance that you will be involved in anything like that, but that's not living. That's not okay with me for you to do that if you're doing that. Because you have so much to give. You have so much life to live. You have so many people to meet. You have so many experiences to experience. I told myself I wasn't going to get emotional in this one, but I am doing, okay. But anyways, back to the whole message of the video. It's okay. I do want to say, if you are at that point where you can't leave the house, or, you know, whatever you're feeling feels really debilitating, I just want you to know it is temporary, and you will one day step outside the house, or whatever it is for you that feels like a step forward, you will get there. But sometimes your brain and your body kind of shuts down to deal with trauma. For me, I dealt with a lot of dissociation after the attack, and after, it's kind of a mixture of things. I think within that year, or within 2 years, I had the attack, and then my parents split up and I was like moving out with my mom and stuff. So 2 kind of big events, you could call them, both of them not particularly fun events. I dealt with a lot of dissociation. I know now was my brain trying to deal with the pain and the trauma. It's basically your brain's way of protecting you. So if you are dealing with dissociation, honestly, I'm so sorry, because yeah, even thinking about it can trigger me at times. It gets me a bit upset because I know how I'm not gonna cry. I'm just not gonna cry. Like, I'm doing my makeup, I'm not gonna cry. I just know how debilitating that can be and how scary it can be to not feel real and to feel trapped inside a glass box. To know that no matter what anyone says to you, it can't pull you out of it. Do you know what I mean? I think for me, what was really scary was the prolonged amount of time that I was in that dissociative state. I would wake up panicking, not knowing who I was. It was terrifying. Like, honestly, if you are dealing with dissociation, anxiety, literally any kind of mental health sitch, I hate saying this because it's so cliche, but you are not alone. There is someone out there going through it, and I'm an example that you can get to the other side. If you are feeling this way, don't beat yourself up. And don't feel like you have to feed into this idea of, you know, always working and always trying to improve yourself. You are where you need to be. You need to trust that you are where you need to be, and that eventually you will get through this. And I'm not saying that if you just sit back and wait for it to pass that it will, because there does come a time where you have to wake up and think, no one's coming to save me. Like, this is an honest truth, just a little part of the video. No one's coming to save you. You know, it's so important to have a support system. If you need to be in therapy, to be in therapy. If you need like medication and stuff, cool. But at the end of the day, you're the only person who can get you out of what you're in, you know? And I know that can be a scary thing to hear, but it's very empowering when you experience getting yourself out of something. I remember one night where I was really struggling. I couldn't sleep. I had these horrible thoughts. I was just really going through it, guys. I was going through it, okay? And I just remember turning my light on, my little bedside light on, sitting up in bed, talking out loud to myself like this and saying, Laura, we're not doing this tonight. We're not doing it. I start being kind to myself, start nurturing whatever it is I'm going through instead of attacking it and resisting it. That's another great point I'm gonna make. That's a really great point. Well done. If you resist these negative feelings, they will get 10 times bigger, 10 times stronger. Do not resist. You know, I know it can be difficult because in our brains we're always looking for solutions. You know, we're hardwired to look for solutions. So if you've got a problem in your life or you're dealing with something, your brain is going to try and fix it for you, which can be helpful at times, but you really have to. This is why I was talking about going back into your body. You know, the mind, the body, the mind, body, the spirit. The mind and the body, even though they are connected, they are still separate things. Sometimes when your brain is trying to logically figure things out, it's a good thing to step into your body and listen to your body. So it's good to do a body scan, you know, check in, go from your head to your toes, feel how your body feels. It's good to move, exercise. Oh my God, saved my life. Imagine all the tension and anxiety you feel every single day. Imagine that just building up over time because you're not exercising, and all that energy is being stored in your body. You know, it has to go somewhere, so it's being stored somewhere in there. You know, a lot of people report who do I think I am? Anxiety feelings in the stomach, about here, like near the diaphragm. It can cause you to hunch, it can cause stomach problems, so many problems, and you will be surprised to see how much better you feel with some sweaty exercise. And I'm not coming on here to tell you that if you go to the gym, because I don't go to the gym, if you go to the gym then you'll have pristine mental health. Absolutely not. But it is a huge factor in helping regulate your nervous system, just your emotions in general, you know. Also, top tip, stretch as well, especially for us ladies. A lot of our emotional baggage is also stored in the hips. If you've got a boyfriend, get him to massage the hips a little. Regular massages have done me wonders. ever since I got a boyfriend, he's been massaging the emotions out of my hips. You need it in your life. You can even massage yourself, you know. At the minute, I'm focusing on eating well, going to sleep earlier. You know, I'm going back to basics. I'm trying to look after myself, you know, and sometimes, again, that's all you need to do. Look after yourself. And then watch the ripple effect happen. Because sooner or later, I know the more I look after myself, the more I support myself as if I'm my best friend, the more brighter it's going to be around the corner. I do feel like Miss Universe does have a plan for every single person. However, you're a key part to that plan, you know? You're a central cog in that system, so you need to remind yourself of that. You can't put all of your hope and all of your trust in the universe if you can't trust yourself or have hope for yourself. It's so great to have belief and to feel connected and to trust something higher than yourself. That's something that's really saved me as well. However, the universe needs you to trust yourself in order to really help you out. Do you know what I mean? Don't forget your significance. Anyways, I don't know why I keep talking like I'm on some kind of radio show today, but I'm like, many people report. I want to say a big thank you to one day guys, you know, I'm just practicing. Really grateful for anyone who does watch my videos, and if you aren't subscribed yet, why not? It's free, and you know what, you can't get a lot of things for free these days, so make the most of it. Down below, big red button, press it. Also turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss when I next upload. Feel free to message me on Instagram as well. Send me anything, well, not anything, nothing inappropriate please. Anything else is welcome. If you want to have a nice little chat, if you want to be friends, you know, I'm making friends, new friends in 2023. Or if you just want to send me a picture of a chicken nugget or a pair of Crocs that you just bought, anything like that, I'd love to see it. Don't be shy, you know, come over to the Instagram. So there you go. Thank you for coming back. If this is your first time finding me, thank you so much for watching this video all the way through, girl. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.